Welcome to another spooky campfire story. Created with AI assistance. So get cozy. Remember, that tingle you feel on the back of your neck, maybe it's not just a chill breeze.
The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that stretched across the dense forest. In the heart of this wilderness stood a quaint cabin, its weathered wooden exterior blending seamlessly with the natural surroundings. The only sign of life was the thin trail of smoke curling lazily from the chimney, hinting at a warm fire crackling within. As twilight descended, the air grew heavy with an eerie stillness, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze. Yet, beneath this facade of tranquility, an unsettling tension lingered, as if the very woods held their breath in anticipation. Footsteps, soft yet deliberate, cut through the silence like a knife. They approached the cabin with a haunting rhythm, each step echoing off the trees in a ghostly cadence. But there was no one to be seen, no trace of a visitor disturbing the solitude of the forest. Amidst the gathering darkness, whispers danced on the air, their words twisted and distorted beyond recognition. They slithered through the trees, weaving their way towards the cabin, unheard by mortal ears, but sensed by some primal instinct deep within. Inside the cabin, shadows danced across the walls as the fire cast flickering light into the dimly lit room. Yet, despite the warmth of the flames, a chill crept into the air, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who dared to venture inside. And so, as night fell and the whispers grew louder, the stage was set for a tale of mystery and terror, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred, and the haunting began. Sarah, a young writer yearning for solitude and inspiration, arrived at the cabin with a heavy heart and a mind full of restless thoughts. Drawn to the tranquility of the woods, she sought solace in their embrace, hoping to find refuge from the chaos of the outside world. As she stepped over the threshold of the cabin, a sense of calm washed over her, soothing the turmoil within. The flickering flames of the fireplace welcomed her with their warm embrace, casting long shadows that danced across the walls. Exploring her newfound sanctuary, Sarah's gaze fell upon a loose floorboard near the hearth. Curiosity piqued, she knelt down and carefully lifted the board, revealing a hidden compartment beneath. Within it lay an old journal, its pages yellowed with age and its leather cover worn and weathered. With trembling hands, Sarah opened the journal, her eyes devouring the words penned within. As she read, her heart quickened with each passing sentence, for the journal spoke of secrets long forgotten and a darkness that lurked within the depths of the forest. Page by page, the journal revealed the tale of a past resident, haunted by visions of a sinister presence that prowled the woods at night. Desperate to uncover the truth, they had embarked on a journey of discovery, documenting their encounters with the unknown in hopes of finding answers. But as Sarah delved deeper into the pages, she felt a chill run down her spine, for the writer's words spoke of horrors beyond imagination, of whispers in the dark and shadows that moved with a life of their own. And so, as the flames flickered and the night drew near, Sarah found herself consumed by a sense of unease, for she knew that the darkness she sought to escape had followed her to this secluded cabin in the woods. Driven by a relentless curiosity and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, Sarah embarked on a journey of discovery, determined to unravel the mysteries that shrouded the cabin and its enigmatic past. With the old journal clutched tightly in her hands, Sarah delved into the history of the cabin, scouring through dusty archives and faded newspaper clippings in search of answers. What she found sent shivers down her spine, for the pages of history were stained with tales of disappearances and unexplained phenomena that haunted the woods for generations. Whispers of a curse echoed through the ages, whispered in hushed tones by those who dared to speak of the darkness that lurked within. Tales of lost souls and restless spirits permeated the air, weaving a tapestry of fear and uncertainty that gripped the hearts of all who dared to listen. Undeterred by the warnings that echoed in her ears, Sarah pressed on, driven by an unshakable determination to uncover the truth. But with each passing day, the shadows grew longer, and the whispers grew louder, their voices taunting her with the promise of untold horrors lurking just beyond the edge of reason. As Sarah ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, the locals watched with growing concern, their faces etched with worry and fear. They pleaded with her to abandon her quest, to flee from the looming threat that hung over the cabin like a dark cloud, but Sarah refused to heed their warnings. For she knew that the answers she sought lay hidden within the depths of the forest, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to confront the darkness that dwelled within. And so, as the night stretched on and the stars faded into oblivion, Sarah found herself standing on the precipice of a journey that would test the very limits of her courage and resilience, for she knew that the truth awaited her in the heart of the darkness, beckoning her ever closer with each passing moment. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and a relentless determination to uncover the truth, Sarah ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, guided by an unseen force that pulled at her very soul. As she walked among the towering trees, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers to grasp at the sky, Sarah felt a chill settle over her, sinking deep into her bones. Yet, she pressed on, her resolve unshaken by the looming darkness that surrounded her. With each step, the air grew thick with a sense of foreboding, as if the very woods themselves watched her every move with a malevolent gaze. And then, amidst the tangled undergrowth, Sarah stumbled upon a clearing bathed in moonlight, revealing a sight that froze her blood in her veins. Before her lay an ancient graveyard, its weathered gravestones standing silent sentinel among the trees, their names and dates worn away by the passage of time. Yet, it was not the sight of the graveyard itself that sent shivers down Sarah's spine, but the strange symbols that adorned the gravestones, etched into the stone with a precision that spoke of ancient knowledge and arcane power. As Sarah approached, the symbols seemed to pulse with a life of their own, casting eerie shadows that danced across the ground in a macabre display. And though she could not decipher their meaning, she felt a primal fear stir within her, warning her to turn back before it was too late. But Sarah refused to heed the warning, driven by a curiosity that bordered on obsession. With trembling hands, she reached out to touch the nearest gravestone, her fingers tracing the intricate patterns carved into the cold stone. And then, as if in response to her touch, the symbols began to glow with an otherworldly light, casting a luminous glow that illuminated the darkness of the forest with an unnatural brilliance. And in that moment, Sarah knew that she had stumbled upon something far more sinister than she could have ever imagined. As Sarah stood transfixed by the eerie glow of the symbols, a sudden chill swept through the clearing, sending a shiver down her spine. And then, from the depths of the forest, a ghostly apparition emerged, its ethereal form shimmering in the moonlight like a specter from a long-forgotten dream. The apparition drifted towards her, its movements fluid and graceful, as if it were untethered by the laws of the physical world. Its eyes, hollow and empty, fixed upon Sarah with an intensity that sent a cold dread coiling in the pit of her stomach. For a moment, time seemed to stand still as Sarah and the apparition locked gazes, each silently acknowledging the other's presence with a mixture of fear and curiosity. And then, with a motion as delicate as a whisper on the wind, the apparition extended a spectral hand towards her, beckoning her deeper into the darkness of the forest. Unable to resist the pull of the unknown, Sarah found herself drawn towards the apparition, her footsteps guided by a force beyond her control. With each step, the darkness closed in around her, enveloping her in its icy embrace as she followed the ghostly figure deeper into the heart of the woods. The air grew thick with a sense of anticipation, as if the very fabric of reality itself were on the verge of unraveling. And though Sarah's rational mind screamed at her to turn back, to flee from the looming danger that lurked in the shadows, she could not tear herself away from the mesmerizing pull of the apparition. And so, as they ventured deeper into the darkness together, Sarah knew that she had crossed a threshold from which there could be no return, plunging headlong
If
into
you
a
enjoyed
world
this
of
spooky
terror
story,
and
please like,
uncertainty where the
subscribe for
line
another
between
spooky
reality
campfire
and
story,
nightmare
and please
blurred,
leave a comment.
and the true horrors of the forest awaited. As Sarah followed the ghostly apparition deeper into the heart of the forest, she felt a growing sense of unease gnawing at her insides. The air grew heavy with the weight of unseen eyes watching her every move, and a chill settled over her as she realized the true nature of the darkness that lurked within. Finally, they reached a clearing bathed in an eerie glow, where the ghostly figure came to a halt, its form flickering like a candle in the wind. And then, with a voice that echoed with the echoes of centuries past, the spirit spoke. "I am the guardian of these woods," it intoned, its words carrying the weight of 1,000 whispers. "I am the keeper of secrets long forgotten, bound to this cursed earth by the sins of the past." As the spirit spoke, Sarah felt a surge of empathy wash over her, for she sensed the pain and anguish that lingered within its spectral form. The spirit revealed its tragic past, recounting tales of betrayal and injustice that had condemned it to wander the earth for all eternity. Driven by a thirst for vengeance, the spirit sought retribution against those who had wronged it, luring unsuspecting travelers into the depths of the forest to serve as vessels for its wrath. And now, Sarah found herself trapped in a battle between the living and the dead, caught in the crossfire of a conflict that spanned the ages. But as she listened to the spirit's tale, Sarah realized that there was more to this haunting than met the eye. Beneath the layers of anger and despair lay a glimmer of humanity, a flicker of longing for peace and redemption. And so, with a heart heavy with sorrow, Sarah made a decision that would change the course of her fate forever. She reached out to the spirit, offering her compassion and understanding, in hopes of breaking the cycle of violence and setting both the living and the dead free from the chains that bound them. And as the moon cast its silver light upon the clearing, Sarah and the spirit stood face to face, united in their shared struggle against the darkness that threatened to consume them both. With the realization sinking in that she was trapped in a battle against a powerful and vengeful spirit, Sarah's heart pounded with a mixture of fear and determination. She knew that she had to find a way to break free from the spirit's grasp before it was too late. Every fiber of her being screamed at her to run, to flee from the darkness that threatened to consume her. But Sarah knew that she couldn't escape this nightmare until she confronted it head-on, until she found a way to break the curse that bound the spirit to the woods. With a newfound resolve, Sarah began to search for clues, scouring the forest for any sign of a way to break the curse. She delved into the depths of the ancient graveyard, studying the symbols etched into the gravestones in hopes of finding a clue that would lead to her salvation. But as she searched, the spirit's presence loomed ever closer, its malevolent energy suffocating her with each passing moment. Time was running out, and Sarah knew that she had to act fast if she hoped to stand a chance against the darkness that threatened to consume her. With each step she took, the forest seemed to close in around her, its twisted branches reaching out to ensnare her in their grasp. But Sarah pressed on, her determination unshaken by the horrors that lurked in the shadows. And then, as she reached the heart of the forest, Sarah stumbled upon a glimmer of hope, a forgotten shrine hidden deep within the trees, its ancient stones bathed in moonlight. With trembling hands, Sarah approached the shrine, her heart pounding in her chest as she realized that this could be her last chance to break free from the spirit's clutches. She whispered a prayer to the heavens, calling upon the forces of light to aid her in her time of need. And as she did, a faint glow enveloped the shrine, casting a beacon of hope into the darkness that threatened to consume her. With renewed determination, Sarah reached out to touch the stones, her fingers tingling with a surge of energy that filled her with newfound strength. And then, with a defiant cry, Sarah unleashed the power of the shrine, channeling its ancient magic to break the curse that bound the vengeful spirit to the woods. With a deafening roar, the darkness began to recede, driven back by the light of Sarah's courage and resolve. And as the first light of dawn broke through the canopy above, Sarah felt a weight lift from her shoulders, for she knew that she had emerged victorious against the darkness that had threatened to consume her. She had faced her fears head-on and emerged stronger for it, ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. With the curse broken and the darkness driven back, Sarah stood at the precipice of a revelation that would shape the fate of the cabin and its dark secret. As the morning sun cast its golden light upon the forest, Sarah delved deeper into the heart of the woods, guided by an instinctual pull towards the truth behind the spirit's torment. Amidst the tangled undergrowth, she stumbled upon a forgotten clearing, where the remnants of an ancient ritual lay scattered upon the forest floor. Symbols etched into the earth spoke of a desperate plea for salvation, a cry for release from the chains of a curse that had haunted the woods for centuries. And then, as if guided by some unseen hand, Sarah uncovered the key to the spirit's salvation, a long-forgotten relic hidden among the roots of an ancient tree. With trembling hands, she reached out to grasp the relic, her fingers tingling with a surge of energy that pulsed with the rhythm of the earth itself. As she held the relic aloft, a vision washed over her, a glimpse into the spirit's past, revealing the tragic events that had led to its torment. Betrayal, loss, and despair intertwined in a tapestry of sorrow, binding the spirit to the darkness that had consumed it. But amidst the shadows, Sarah saw a glimmer of hope, a chance for redemption, for both the spirit and herself. With a newfound resolve, she confronted her own fears and doubts, finding the strength to stand tall against the darkness that threatened to engulf her. And as she faced the spirit once more, Sarah offered the relic as a token of peace, a symbol of her understanding and compassion. With a spectral sigh, the spirit accepted her offer, its form dissipating into the ether as it found release from the chains that had bound it for so long. As the echoes of the spirit's departure faded into the distance, Sarah knew that the cabin and its dark secret were safe once more. The forest whispered its gratitude, its ancient trees swaying in the breeze, as if rejoicing in the newfound peace that had descended upon the land. And as Sarah stood amidst the beauty of the woods, she knew that she had emerged victorious, her courage and determination paving the way for a future free from the shadows of the past. With the relic in hand and the spirit's tragic past laid bare before her, Sarah braced herself for the final showdown against the malevolent force that had haunted the woods for centuries. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that danced across the forest floor, Sarah squared her shoulders and prepared to face her greatest challenge yet. With every fiber of her being aflame with determination, she refused to back down, knowing that the fate of the cabin and its dark secret hung in the balance. With a defiant cry, Sarah charged towards the spirit, her heart pounding with the rhythm of battle. She called upon the forces of light to aid her in the fight against darkness, her voice a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching shadows. The spirit, sensing her resolve, met her with equal ferocity, its ethereal form twisting and contorting with a malevolence that sent chills down Sarah's spine. But she stood her ground, her eyes ablaze with a fire that burned brighter than any darkness the spirit could conjure. With each clash of their wills, the forest trembled, the very earth quaking beneath their feet as the ancient trees bore witness to the struggle between light and darkness. And amidst the chaos, Sarah felt a surge of power coursing through her veins, a force beyond comprehension that fueled her every move. With a mighty blow, she struck at the heart of the spirit, her weapon of light piercing through the darkness like a sword forged from the very essence of hope. The spirit recoiled, its form wavering and flickering as if on the verge of oblivion. But Sarah knew that victory was within her grasp, that she had the power to banish the darkness once and for all. With a final, decisive strike, she unleashed the full force of her will upon the spirit, casting it back into the abyss from whence it came. And as the echoes of their battle faded into the night, Sarah stood victorious, her spirit ablaze with triumph and determination. The forest whispered its gratitude, its ancient trees swaying in the breeze, as if rejoicing in the newfound
The
peace
end.
that had descended upon the
If
land.
you enjoyed this spooky story,
And as
please
the first light of
subscribe
dawn
for
broke
another
through the
spooky
canopy
campfire
above,
story, and
Sarah
please
knew
leave a
that she had
comment.
emerged from the shadows stronger than ever before, her courage and resilience shining like a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness. As Sarah's unwavering resolve clashed against the darkness that had gripped the woods for centuries, a glimmer of hope pierced through the shadows, weakening the spirit's hold on the land. With each strike, Sarah's determination echoed through the forest, her spirit a beacon of light amidst the encroaching darkness. And as the spirit faltered, its malevolent energy waning with each passing moment, Sarah saw an opportunity for redemption. With a heart full of compassion, Sarah reached out to the spirit, offering forgiveness and understanding in place of hatred and despair. She spoke of the pain and anguish that had driven the spirit to seek vengeance, acknowledging the suffering that had bound it to the darkness for so long. And in that moment of grace, the spirit's resolve faltered, its form shimmering and flickering as if caught in the throes of a storm. With tears in its eyes, it accepted Sarah's offer of redemption, its spirit finally finding peace after centuries of torment. With a final, bittersweet farewell, the spirit faded into the light, its essence merging with the very fabric of the universe as it embraced the peace that had long eluded it. And in its wake, the forest stirred with a sense of calm, the shadows receding to reveal the beauty and majesty of the world beyond. As Sarah stood amidst the tranquility of the woods, she knew that she had achieved more than victory over a malevolent force. She had broken the cycle of hatred and despair, paving the way for a future filled with hope and redemption. And as she returned to the cabin, bathed in the warm glow of the morning sun, Sarah knew that she had emerged from the darkness stronger and more resilient than ever before. For in the end, it was not the battles she fought or the trials she endured that defined her, but the compassion and forgiveness that had guided her through the darkest of times. And as she stepped over the threshold of the cabin, a sense of peace settled over her, for she knew that the darkness had been banished and the light of a new day had dawned upon the land. With the dawn of a new day casting its golden light upon the forest, Sarah emerged from the depths of the woods, her spirit forever changed by the harrowing ordeal she had endured. As she walked beneath the canopy of ancient trees, a sense of peace washed over her, replacing the lingering echoes of fear and despair with the soothing sounds of nature. The whispers in the dark were silenced at last, their haunting voices fading into the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. With each step, Sarah felt the weight of her journey lift from her shoulders, replaced by a newfound sense of strength and resilience. She had faced the darkness head-on and emerged victorious, her courage and compassion guiding her through the darkest of times. As she reached the edge of the forest, Sarah cast one last glance back at the cabin, a silent testament to the trials she had faced and the battles she had won. Though she left the cabin behind, she carried with her the memories of her courageous journey, a reminder of the power of hope and redemption in the face of adversity. And as she stepped out into the warmth of the morning sun, Sarah knew that she was forever changed by her experiences in the woods. But she also knew that she was stronger for having faced the darkness and emerged on the other side, ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. With a final, bittersweet farewell to the forest that had tested her resolve and shaped her destiny, Sarah turned towards the horizon, her heart full of hope and her spirit ablaze with the light of a new day. And as she walked away from the darkness of the woods, she knew that she carried within her the strength and courage to face whatever the future may hold, forever guided by the lessons she had learned and the memories she had made on her courageous journey. As Sarah walked away from the forest, leaving the cabin behind her, she cast one final glance over her shoulder. The cabin stood silent and empty, bathed in the soft glow of the morning sun. It was a testament to the power of redemption, a reminder that even the darkest of places could be transformed by the light of compassion and forgiveness. With each step she took, Sarah felt a newfound sense of purpose and inner strength welling up inside her. She had faced her greatest fear and emerged victorious, her courage and resilience proving stronger than the shadows that had once threatened to consume her. And though the forest may still hold secrets, Sarah knew that she had conquered the darkness that had lurked within its depths. With a smile on her lips and a lightness in her heart, she turned towards the horizon, ready to embrace whatever the future may hold. For she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she had the strength and courage to face them head-on, guided by the lessons she had learned and the memories she had made on her courageous journey. And as she disappeared into the distance, the forest whispered its gratitude, its ancient trees swaying in the breeze as if bidding her farewell. Though the echoes of her footsteps faded into the distance, the spirit of Sarah's bravery and compassion would linger on, a beacon of hope in a world filled with darkness.